Alrighty, take two. um, Hello gamers. This is Alex Scott. My handle on Twitch and YouTube is Pineapple-Owl with a capital P and capital A. As you can tell by the, I guess you can't really see it on the camera that well. It's a pineapple-ite. I like pineapples. Kind of my thing. This is my Story of Kratos series. I'm going to be live streaming on Twitch and then uploading to YouTube. So tune in as I do a deep dive in each and every God of War game. I'll be playing through all the games on their hardest difficulties, going through all its bonus contents and exploring each world in depth. I grew up playing the games and played them religiously since their franchise's inception back in 2005. I'll provide unique and comprehensive insight into the game's overall lore and atmosphere, all in manageable 1 hour-ish episodes. I posted a trailer on YouTube a while back stating that I was going to be starting this back in fall, but obviously that did not happen. Because, life. So, like I had a fan base to this point anyhow. So without further ado, let's get this thing rolling. I mentioned in that I think I mentioned in that trailer. I definitely put it on the page. I'll be doing them all in chronological order, not the order they came out in. So it's mainly just to give a fan base some information on what Kratos was up to back in Greece, his homeland, which is obviously predates the newer games, which are set in the Norse mythology. So the first game in chronological order is Ascension, which I'll be starting here shortly. After that, it goes Chains of Olympus, then the first game, then Ghost of Sparta, then God of War 2, then God of War 3, then God of War 2018, which was the one on PS4, which is the one that really got popular. I'm going to be calling that God of War 4 as part of this web series, only because the first game is, I think, I would consider it God of War, and then just to kind of separate the two. And then we'll have Ragnarok, and then the Valhalla DLC, which just came out a few months ago. So yeah, there we go. Let's get this thing started. Okay. So yeah, here's God of War Ascension. It features a soundtrack, which is basically a remix of the original soundtrack, which I always think is a nice, unique homage to, the original games whenever we do prequels. All the games, honestly, have pretty banger soundtracks. The new ones, especially God of War 4, I think soundtrack was awesome. Definitely deserved every rewards that a God of War's got. So yeah, let's see. God of War Ascension came out in 2013. And it was released on the PS3 console. It takes place 10 years before the first game. The campaign, which obviously these are all single-player games, so the story revolves around Kratos' additional breakaway from Ares, which was the Greek god of war. It was mentioned in God of War 4 that he made a promise to a god, which where he then did some pretty effed up things under his servitude. So that's basically him having just basically told him to F off. This is the first and only game to feature a multiplayer, which was overall not well received, but I thought it was fun, and I have a brother who really liked it. It was a good little thing, I thought. I think I would have preferred them to put most of that funding into the campaign instead, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. The game was overall not well received, which really ushered in the franchise's triumphant return in 2018 with God of War 4. It being a soft reboot really changed the overall gameplay, which I think wasn't a terrible idea. The gameplay was starting to get slightly stale, which as consoles have gone stronger and gamers, more people are just playing video games in general. The traditional hack and slash is just a little, I don't want to say lazy, but I don't know, I think people kind of expect more out of a video game nowadays. And, yeah, there we go. Let's do this thing. Gotta make sure the game ain't freaking out. So I recorded this first episode last week, only to find out the entire episode's audio was cancerous, for lack of a better word. But it appears we are good to go.
In the time before the Titans, before the gods of Olympus, a great battle was waged. The wrath of the primordials. The very beings who forged the earth. Raged out of control for an eternity. And from this rage, this madness of war, the Furies were brought forth. Neither Titan nor God, mortal nor shade, the Furies were bound to no one. For they were the guardians of honor, the enforcers of punishment, the bane of traitors. When Zeus came to power, he found he had little to fear from the sisters. The Furies sought retribution only for those whom they deemed guilty. The first of these traitors was Aegean the Hecatoncheires. When the brute pledged a blood oath to Zeus, only to later betray the king of the gods, the Furies were quick to take action. The sisters relentlessly hunted Aegean, and upon capturing the creature, tortured him without mercy. For the Furies believed death was too kind for this oathbreaker. Aegean the Hecatoncheires became an example to all. A special symbol for those who might think to break a blood oath with a god.
Alrighty, yeah, so obviously as that cutscene into that, there are consequences to breaking your blood oath to the gods. So that's what this entire game, at least the game single player, focuses around. Interesting side note is this game's main menu was the first God of War game to not have the, I guess we would call its traditional main menu. All the other games featured like half of Kratos' face, where once you started the campaign, it would then kind of transition into the beginning of the game, which was kind of neat, where this one didn't do that. But I guess obviously a very minor detail. So, yeah, so you get the multiplayer here, and the extras here, but we'll get into that once we finish the game. So let's dive on in. Remake profile because you have to beat the game once before you unlock the hardest difficulty. So in this game mode specifically, having a profile versus it based off of save games, it's gonna be some items I don't think I'm gonna be able to pick up playing the game through again, but it's just items that you can use in New Game Plus to give you, extra health or whatever, extra unlimited magic, stuff like that. So it's not really influential to the plot at all. Yeah.
Kratos, the great Spartan general, was finally defeated. Driven mad, tortured and uncertain of his surroundings, the warrior found himself captured like a fly in the web of the Furies.
Never, never again.
Hello, Kratos.
What's wrong? You seem confused, Kratos. Having trouble remembering our special time together? But then again, we were rudely interrupted by my sister. A leftovers never one for manners. Not to worry. I am quite skilled at teaching respect. For what you've taken, I owe you that. Is that the best you can offer? Your rage means nothing!
As you'll come to find out, his rage definitely means something. Which is kind of the whole premise of all these games. Is the final one, and before the soft reboot was the culmination of said rage. It's just how
I will not be
slowly
ruined by a
evolved
mortal.
into
You think you are special because Ares chose you, but you are nothing!
in this game, I think he exhibits maybe a little too much, only because the first couple games chronologically he wasn't really all that mad, but in this one makes a bit more sense only because this is like a couple weeks, I think, after the sort of event happens amongst Ares that really set him up why he broke the league. I'm going to be slightly vague with some of his backstory things prior to this game, only because the first game did a pretty good job with flashbacks, explaining a lot of that stuff. So, I have to bear with me just slightly. Yeah, this game did differently was there's that I think they call it rage meter at the bottom right, where when it's not filled up, your combos are very simple and primitive. Only a couple moves to each one, one light attack, square button, and then that's the triangle, so one attack, one move, if you will. So where once you fill up that meter, you can then unlock the rest of the combos, which that's the default combos in every other game. Once that meter's filled up, the default on the other ones. Which I thought was a pretty cool way to nerf him, if that makes any sense. Only because this is, he hasn't had the blades for that long, so it makes sense that he wouldn't be as good with them. But my only complaint with it is that once you level up the blades all the way and max out the Fire of Ares, for example, which is one of the elements in this game. Is once that rage meter is filled, it's like really OP. It's like something too OP, which contradicts him trying to be nerfed. Alright, so the game's riddled with little notes you can find. All the games are riddled with notes you can find just to kind of add some, you know, additional lore. So this is a record from the scribe of Hecatoncheires. Every night they come into my cell. It is unspeakable what they do. Megara's parasite. I cannot rid myself of them. Which is Megara's parasites, those little green bugs I've been fighting up to this point.
Die, mortal!
That's probably what that note was talking about. One other thing that this game did differently was all the other games you press these circle buttons to grab people, and you can then, it was very limiting what you can do with the grab. So with this game, you press R1 which grapples them and you can hit them or slam into other people. That's really certain players can destroy them. I thought was a pretty cool mechanic, honestly. Definitely something I wish was implemented a little bit better in other games. There's all the cutscenes they have on Kratos and all this crazy shit with the Blades of Chaos, which, you know, you can't really like playing. So that kind of pushes that back a little bit. And they did a good job with what you can do with them. You can only grapple with the weaker guys, and a lot of guys to fight later on with them long, which is break their armor, but you can grab them. So the way it's on, and they did a good job balancing it. Being a hack and slash, that's pretty big emphasis on, you know, hack and slashing. So you can see in the right in there, they combo, and as they get higher hit, like they get additional XP. So it rewards you for basically. So the better you do, the more you upgrade your stuff, and again, it's hard to make you better.
You will perish in your attempt to be free!
I am innocent. The gods forsake me.
We're all innocent. Shut your hole!
So yeah, a common mistake I always made playing these games growing up is I would always try and save a lot of those health and magic chests, which there's just no freaking reason not to. Just grab them. You're not going to be coming back. Alrighty, a record from the scribe of Hecatoncheires. An oath to the gods is too easily sworn and not so easily broken. The Furies see only their version of right and wrong. So again, just adding some more lore to what the current area you're in. Yeah, this is also the only game to feature these rock chests. All the other games never... None of the other games had these where you break it open. I suspect they had that because in the multiplayer, there's a chest mechanic, which I think they did so that you can open it faster. And it was obviously just cheaper to use that same asset in the campaign.
You will see how we treat
This is
Oathbreakers
also
here.
the first game to implement picking up weapons in the world and using them, which is kind of cool. I think it's kind of neat to experiment with other weapons and stuff. In true hack and slash fashion.
To meet your death.
So as you can kind of see the background there, the prison's made up of like some giant zombie body, which is they're heavily into that. There's going to be technology and both those characters in general. Suggested him being made an example of. Just like kind of a cool concept. The prison inside a Titan. Neat. Hit with this even better.
We will see how you fare against the Hecatoncheires.
But oftentimes the game has to do like a mercy where you die, and then you die several times and you come back, eventually you have health or something. Oh, I already filled in my health. Yeah, something that's prevalent in all the Greek games is that the intros are always usually over the top, very violent, and there's a lot going on, very hectic. And this game is, I would say no exception, is probably most hectic, especially this final boss fight. Not a final boss fight, but the intros boss. Final boss. Pretty interesting. I technically have never beaten this game on its hardest difficulty. There was a fight scene towards the end of the game that the white got past on the hardest difficulty. I'm confident. The worst thing is like, hard man. I beat the God of War 4 on the hardest difficulty, and that was very, very demanding with my mental health. Very difficult. I only did the main campaign. I didn't do any bonus content. And then on New Game Plus on the hard difficulty, it was even harder, and I got to the Valkyrie final fight where he boss fight. Ah, yes, at least nowadays, the controversial thing is quick time events. Which I agree are a tad lazy, but considering this first game came out in 2005, I think it's a more interactive way, so it's a pretty cutscene versus just watching it. So, call me biased, so I like love these games growing up, but I don't really care about the kind of events. They're a little casual ones for me. Uh-oh. What? That was really Codgers. Yeah, so it obviously being the hardest mode, people are bosses, enemies in general, do a lot more damage. A lot of bosses attack. Especially in early game when your health isn't all that big. One nice thing in the PS3 dungeon. They kind of angle the blades up when you attack and find more fire than you, which is not something the first like 4 games did. So it is in chronological order, so it's definitely helpful from time to time. That attack there kind of fucked. Stun block in there. Even on the easiest mode, you'll very well die. So, it's the hardest mode to die from that. That was close, kind of. That was a little bone. Little inconsistent. It's fine. The one thing you haven't noticed is grapple the big one. The yellow one kills them, the red one does kill them. So it kind of spoils it in a sense, if that makes any sense. Pretty minor. Still. That's something else that this specific game has a lot of these like slide jumping. I should call it quick time event, but mini game as one call it. That I think is like having a couple thrown in there like fine, but I focus a lot. But again, they just put a lot of their funding into the multiplayer, you know. The campaign had some shortcomings as a result. But overall, it's a fun game with the hack and slash, right? Like, so like, it's enjoyable if you don't think about it a whole lot. A record from the scribe of Hecatoncheires. The Fury Queen's son entered the world this night. is he the prophecy's marked one? How can one so newly made be seen as such a failure by his father? So that is something that we'll get more info on later in the game.
My sisters are too kind to you.
So all the games, including the Norse ones, they involve climbing within the game loop. I mean, yeah, obviously it's good to have a break away from have multiple things within the game loop. So obviously if you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, the game gets stale. So. Yeah, I'm sure the game had a pop-up earlier, but the red orbs are experienced. You press this your start button and you can go through and upgrade stuff with said red orbs. And there's Blades of Chaos, which I was pretty excited to see the Blades of Chaos in the PS3 engine, because the only other game was the God of War 3, which they had different blades in that game. So I was excited to see the Blades of Chaos would look like as you leveled them up in the PS3 engine, but they then went and made them look completely different. This level 1 out there currently at, they look pretty much the same as they did on level 1 in the early game. So at first, cool, excited about it. So once you level them up, they're drastically different than what they were in the other games. In the other games, level 2 looked like the ones you see behind my head here. Once you level 2, they're different, and then that doesn't look like more and more different. Or once you get to level 5, the last level, they're all like black and red and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, they look cool as shit, but it's not what they look like in any other game that has them. So, a slight disappointment. It doesn't matter. Again, the more hits you can get off without getting hit, the more especially early game, it's worthwhile trying to do that. Once you get your blades level 3, you unlock the full heavy combo, which is triangle, triangle, triangle. It makes the game quite a bit easier. This really ramps up your DPS. I want to make sure I didn't hit something over there. So yeah, these games heavily reward just checking every little corner. Oftentimes you'll find a little secret room or something that will yield an extra chest or whatever. Which in a couple of the PS2 games, there's more items than just upgrading your health and magic and stuff. So it's worth it, especially to me. This is the game I've probably played the least. I definitely be doing a lot of that because I just don't quite remember where everything's at, and there's quite possibly some things I've never found. So.
I will not indulge you as my sisters do.
He bears a mark like I have never seen. He is the one! He will free us from the Fury's grasp! He is cursed! Stay away!
it difficult, especially on this. We'll get through it together, games. A lot of these games, especially the older ones, a lot of these just like eventually their reaction eventually just stops like mid combo, so you're constantly having to account for that. Fuck, I am there. Damn it. I lost track of where the character was.
I will not indulge you as my sister.
He bears a mark like I have
Kind
never
of
seen.
bummer checkpoint.
He is the one! He will free us from the Fury's grasp! He is cursed! Stay away!
How should they both? Knock him off the edge. Fuck. Everyone bring up these always wins, regardless of like where you get hit from. You can always block their attacks in the back. Huh. Well, what do you know? Guess I just found a new easy way to get past those fights. Just fucking block it till they kill themselves. Alright. I'll take it. That's funny as shit. So yeah, it was a cool sequence there for sure, but I'll tell you. One of those things that's like unrealistic, like why wouldn't you smash the thing in the first place versus going through the trouble of trying to have those dudes kill me first. But it's just it's fine. wanted to confirm that that did nothing because I forgot to do that the last time I did this first episode. But I was confident. I was fine. Alrighty, class. Today's pop quiz on Greek mythology. What creature is that? You guessed Cyclops. You are correct. It's kind of a unique I don't think anywhere in Greek mythology is stated that Cyclops is bad. Something that this game is seriously worth with. Games are a glorified teenage rage fantasy, so you gotta love the over-the-top blood and gore when you kill things. Get on the ladder. Thank you.
Glory be to Olympus! I am free!
That was your multiplayer character, which after that, when you launch multiplayer, it shows you kind of chilling and Kratos walking in, and then it kind of replaced the kind of more from his perspective, and he then proceeds to go Fallout style, and he then change his skin color and all that stuff. But, that's who that was. Not imperative to the story, even remotely at all. Uh-oh. I'll block that. Come up with shit, man. Ooh, that's good. Little trick is you can just grab the dude and you are rendered immortal for a couple seconds. You're not sure how to get out of attacking it. You just grab him. And that, kids, is how you die. Oh, I think I got health back though. Yeah, he's right. It's terrible. The team is all over you. Damn. Attacking and you're not hitting something else, people will prevent the rate bar from going down at least a little bit. Last a little longer when you don't attack at all. The second attack is nothing. Very significant. I thought I was safe in my little corner. Damn it, man. Spoilers, he's gonna die now. Alrighty, so that's 2 hands down. Looks like about 300 more to go. Alrighty. As I mentioned, I was going for 1 hour-ish episodes, and that's about an hour, and I think an excellent stopping point. So I'm probably going to call that a wrap for episode 1, part 2, since I literally did this exact same thing last week, and it didn't work. So, yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, for anybody who does or did, which I don't think anybody watched it live, but that's obviously fine. Yeah, my plan is to do it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, but we'll see. This is very low priority on my schedule, just kind of as I have time. So if I work late or have some other social function I have to tend to, then I may not do it on that day, and I'll just wait till the next day comes up. But that's kind of what I'm going for. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, 1 hour a day. 1 hour each day I do it. And slowly but surely we'll get through all the games. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And tune in on Thursday, which today is March 5th, so it'll be March 7th. Assuming something else doesn't come up that day. But, yeah. See you later, gamers. Thanks.